and the Analyzer on August 27th at 2:17 a.m. Mountain Time and 1:17 a.m. Pacific, 3:17 Central, 4:17 East Coast, but check your timeline for that apex. Being at the 4th degree, this is a protection around our vibration and reality. With Uranus in the season of Taurus, the protection of what we manifest in reality is vibrating like the star that we are. Feelings, the moon, of safety in relation to order and clarity, emotions come to reality. So you may feel the need to organize everything from like chaotic to the dismantled or disorganized. Be kind and accepting of all of our imperfections. Trust in life and let it run its own way. Not everything ought to be perfect and in accordance with our expectations. So streaming in the morning, making its debut in the
Inshallah. And I'll show you, sometimes my face on the screen freaks myself out a little bit. However, we are in this cosmic frequency. The energy of the day is like art, crafting our ability, creativity to receive, and allowing ourselves some harmonic frequencies of balance. So just being present and grateful for the gifts that life has really laid before us. And being in the season of Virgo, Virgo is all about the body, health, reality, integrity, one of my favorites. So anything that is not in alignment, in the flow, feeling maybe out of sorts or balance, it's time to get into that sacred space, taking time and space, and more importantly, in the moment, being in the moment, in the now, to feel restored, kind of like restoration is in process. So it's a day to really accept what reality is and open up to receive a different harmonic within that, a different melody. So kind of refraining from discourse, being closed-minded, self-judgment, a lot of self-sabotaging, to really get into the waters, the frequency and the flow of water. Maybe reality, you've been stuck in a reality possibly that's shattering into something better, dissipating. The moon is in the season of Libra. This is of the harvest within Virgo season. The throat center is online, streaming in through our heart, our high heart as well. So it's about accepting the streams, the pour is what I call that. The universal chalice, these are scalar waves to really gift us the opportunity to receive things differently, possibly seeing them differently. So with that, welcome to the Daily Snippet. Once again, I am your host. I'm a practicing holistic shaman and medium, an otherworldly life coach, and a subtle energetic surgeon. Probably should do a snippet about that, but I do go by the term holistic shaman medium, and my intention is to utilize the power of the indigenous technologies, our origin, the elemental realms, our divine blueprint, the original one, to navigate our soul's harmonic, the ninth energetic center, through the realms of the elemental, imaginal, through the gateway of the shamanic portal, the imaginal realm, the cosmos with subtle energies, and really so much more. With offerings, prescriptions, and rituals. Rituals are food for the soul to really add to our personal container, the juice, those main stage ingredients sometimes. Our personal medicine, our inner genius to discover really who you are, your personal medicine. The star that I believe we all are, just reintroducing ourselves to this magical essence that resides within each and every one of us so that our light shines even brighter. My name is Tanya D, and welcome to my personal medicine room, or my virtual one. And if you have yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Heartfelt, Naturally, also Tanya D, please do. And again, a shout out to my new subscribers. I hear you, I see you, and I feel you sometimes. So blessings to you. It's growing and expanding. And again, thanks for hitting the bell button as well, getting those notifications. And remember, a comment or a share does get you a message for your day to get you on your own personal highway. Just echoing out the algorithm to other like-minded musers in the galactic universe, who may also muse about insights of the world of spirit, the other world, the elemental beings, messages, really, sigils and signs, the elementals, and so much more. And you can also find me on other social platforms if you feel called: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and my Musing with Tanya D podcast. A new one is arriving in your inbox today. And if your soul does wish to dive on deeper into the realms of the other world, head on over to my Musing Corridor. This is my digital library in the sky. It's a venue where I have some amazing opportunities and options to really assist you, to guide you, a private sacred circle, a community to utilize as well. I really am your shamanic otherworldly assistant. You truly are your own healer. But sometimes we do need a different prime directive to look into our star grid. But being the streams of creativity, we are crafting a song, a melody that really becomes real, authentic, maybe your own personal seed sound, maybe some sensations of awkwardness. Maybe you feel like you're being exposed, the rug's getting ripped out from underneath you. Possibly you're feeling vulnerable. Things are in the backpack or they're under the rug, weighing us down. They're going to start coming out of the closet, if you will. The goal really is to initiate them, accept them, allow them to communicate. What is the memo? Resistance really is futile. It is what it is. So to become balanced, these messages really need to get into the flow. Feelings are fluid. The extremes of harmony are filtering in. Stress, rest, nutrition, all the themes of the balance of being, the natural resources that we all have. However, we don't usually understand them or utilize them until we are under duress. So it's all about taking a breath and a pause, giving our soul, our body, our mind, our spirit. The confirmation needs that dotted line signature. A confirmation, that's what it needs to accept reality for literally what it is. So it's like, what is on the river streams? What is on those streams? And I don't know if I already said this, but welcome to a Musing Monday. These are your options to stare out for a minute, and I'll tell you what each one of them are. But it's like, what's on the river streams? That right there reminded me of my little resonance there. But what boat is on the river? What ingredient is going to serve you the best in the relationship that you have with your inner garden, your inner self? A lot of us do put conditions on our inner self, and we know it because it may literally become obvious. It would become real today. So this isn't a subtle energy. This is reality. It's the ingredients. It's the details. It's going to give you those measurements, those fine-tuned measurements, quarter cup, half cup, whatever kind, even a tape, a yardstick, measuring tape. It's going to show us where we must change within ourselves, like a self-proxy in our relations to ourself, inside of us. So the key is ourself. Our response to ourselves, be kind. That's the first ingredient to level up. Is our self-treatment. How we treat ourselves on the inside becomes the reality on the outside. Mercy is our friend. Compassion is our friend. It may be a day to sit in the waters, the streams, go to the rivers, go to the ocean, take a hot bath. Water is a conduit. So whatever arena shows up, kindness to your own essence, your own being is the top line priority. Be compassionate. There may be a corrupt fault line that may be apparent, a crack. Sometimes we work on things to the point that we break them. So look into the mirror, take a good look at who you are being authentically. You may be being high heart critical of yourself, and the reflection is in sometimes blaming the others. So the Libra's moon in the season of Virgo, emotions become reality in the balancing of harmony. The voice, our spiritual truths, the inside voice, those inward conversations that we have, the inside voice, in the house of feeling abundant. The moon is in the season of Virgo, streaming into the house of values, self-value, self-esteem. So if you're having a shift in your valuing yourself, the value you put out is also shifting, being self-valued. Maybe create a list of how you are valuing yourself on the inside. And Venus is doing a dance, playing in the season of Leo, heart, right? That's our heart as well. So we've got the regular heart, the high heart, and our throat center online. So our subconscious realm is kind of in the archives. Maybe our Akashic records are being restored. A kind of see this like a century-old castle or house being restored to its origins, the histories of it. You've already lived that memoir. There's no need to resurface it. But restoring those habits of a timeline, we can then see our path for better or for worse and transform it for what was into something greater than ever before. The magic of the cosmic map. That's what the message is, kind of. So just a few announcements here. Did you love the new moon meditation, Virgo style? Well, Metatron style podcast is just as amazing. And how were your rituals? Was it an optimistic venue? Did you remove a scab or was it healed? Options there. Felt it was pretty juicy, releasing. But the Witcher's Way to Manifestation is also open. This is a portal to monetize your medicine. Ritual really is medicine for our soul. We're going to be starting at the foundation to cleanse each sphere of our subtle energetic channels, if you will, moving into our chalice, the center of the center, and the language of emotion. So be sure to sign up. Again, limited space for that. And the meditation portal, Virgo streaming, is coming up this Sunday, September 4th. That is open, 10 a.m. Mountain. Be sure to get on the list. And it's going to be dedicated not only to Metatron, the angelic being of the season of Virgo, but we're going to be utilizing the Merkaba, which reminds me again of the Musing Moon meditation, being on the highway. You can also tune into that as well. The Spirited Hall of Fame. And the Art of Cowrie Shell, personal medicine. It's like, is your body calling for a 101? Cowrie Shell divination is brought to the West by Elder Malidoma Somé. The ancient art of cowrie shell divinations are an indigenous technology. The medicine they use, the rituals, the cosmic debris, the energetic hiccups, just investing in your personal medicine. It's like, what's the message? So be sure to schedule a session. The links are in the show notes. But with that, your options today are stones, crystals, or sacred geometry. It's kind of what I was going with there. But on the elemental highway, we have, you might be wondering why elementals. Well, we are a part of nature. We come from the fires. We enter the waters. We birth into the flesh. We make sounds, and the streams come in of our innate nature. So elemental balance is really a key to access health, well-being, energetic flow, and so much more. Mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, etc. But on today's frequency, which I love the energy, it's a Yaya tiger, a yang wood Yaya, yin tiger of a day. So for me, this is friends, kindness. I'm a wood tiger day master, so I relate to this very well. So hoping a friend is in the realm, going to send me some soul capital, opening the bank system of the otherworldly realm, abundance, values, right? Feeling valued, not valueless. But our day, the yang wood, is in conflict with our month, the monkey. However, the monkey has two tigers side by side. So he's got a job to do, pruning the trees. And all that yang energy on the day, when the cosmic energy is driving us inward to balance the threads of emotions, the elemental realm is all yang. We don't have any yin. I'm sure that'll come in the hour, the time of the day. But it's pretty curious, right? Earth is rooted in storage in all of the branches. And water is rooted, but fire is hidden. It's missing on the other branches and the stems. But our Yangwood day, it's considered wet, cold in the monkey month. So we do need a warm fire, a candle, maybe marshmallow s'mores, outdoor community conversations, connecting. A tree needs all of the elements, Yangwood, for balance, the sun, yang fire for warmth, water for nutrients, earth for rooting, metal for trimming. So fire is the element of the day. Spirit, physical, emotions of joy, action, passion, charismatic energy, things that enliven us. Fire. So fire takes the idea, the vision from our day, yang wood, and puts it into action. And the god of the neighborhood is a flamboyant god. So this is a lot of creativity, the ability to communicate creatively. It's like artist energy, really. Energetic, chatty, unpredictable all at the same time. And we have the poet on the year, which we've had, I think, a few times. So feelings, using our feelings as a poetic messages, sensitive in their musings, empathetic nature. So it's like words of poetry communicate a possible flamboyant, unrestricted voice, maybe provocative poetry. Fire, interesting and also curious. But moving on to our messages, what did you choose? Here is your options. Sacred geometry, stones, crystals. Whew, choices. Life is about choice, right? Dun, 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 dun. So, if you went with the stones. Da, da, da. Oh, there we go. We've definitely had swords the past few days, but here we have it. Once again, the 10 of Swords. This is air, intelligence, change, communication, the energy of metal, the monkey, ambition, power. But the 10 of Swords, this is kind of like disaster and loss. I always think swords get a bad rap, but the 10 is trusting our heart, trusting and loving ourselves, our inner heart brings us to manifestation, things taking form. So this usually isn't exactly a pleasant card, but the 10 of Swords kind of brings around a disaster of some sort. But there's magic on the other side, right? And most likely the situation, the foundation of it, it's a 10, has been building up for some time, either consciously or unconsciously. So you may have seen the writing on the wall hitting the wave. You may have been running from this outcome. However, alas, here we are. You must move on through these waters. So this mental space can often feel chaotic, like the rug's been pulled out from underneath us. It's a huge part of how we've identified ourselves. That aspect is gone. Perhaps this is a loss of a partner, a job, your living situation, a family member. No matter what it is, it has been deeply enmeshed in how you see yourself. And you may even feel as if you've been betrayed. So what does this look like? What's an example of this? This is like the classic codependent, where their identity is so focused on the caretaking, which allows them to be the Band-Aid on all the things that they're repressing within themselves. So the problem with that is when we have a fixation of one target and that target gets better, or it removes themselves, the codependent person becomes spiraling. So their world starts falling apart at the seams. Without anything to distract them, chaos literally bubbles to the surface. They are sad, they maybe have rage, they feel completely unstable on wonky ground. They've finally been confronted by what they've been running from within themselves. So no matter what is happening for you, it's a good time to reconnect, making your relationship with yourself your number one priority. Trusting and loving yourself in your creation, your manifestation. While moving through this, often it's hard, it's difficult, but you won't have to deal with other external issues. Prioritize your self-care, reflect on what brought you to this time and space, and how you can learn from it, how you can prevent it from literally happening again. Just following, if you choose, right? What that looks like. So our next message is coming in from, if you chose the crystals, Swords, crystals. Again, the 2 of Swords, which I feel like we had last week as well. Lots of swords somewhere. I feel like it's the monkey, but the 2 is the moon. Again, the moon is in the season of Libra, air, swords. Curious how all this happens, right? And just so you know, I sit on the floor and literally spiral the cards around until one flips out into the center. So this is about reflection. This is solitude. This indicates possibility, some denial. Even though it's otherworldly, there's difficulty in seeing the situation at hand with clarity, water, which is also preventing us from finding a solution. So there's 2 paths that we can take, the 2. Possibly neither one of them seems ideal. Maybe perhaps you're afraid to address either path, but it's time to take the prime directive. Getting to know our deeper feelings is actually healthy. It allows us to lead fuller, more joy, heartfelt, centered lives despite moments of discomfort. So if you're feeling repressed, or if you're repressing your feelings, it's time to acknowledge them, validate them, give voice to them. So when the swords, they've been cropping up, right? This often indicates tension within our emotions, but we know there are ways of dealing with this to make it smoother, feel safer for us. So first, really examine our relationship with feelings, confrontations, problems, even denial, self-denial. So what's the pattern at play, or how do they make you feel? So after reflecting, try dropping into your body, Virgo season, and see if you can locate where the discomfort lives. There may be a place within you that holds some painful experiences that need to be tended to, tending to our garden, so we can create new, healthier patterns. Just It's like making sure you find a place within your body to feel safe and secure, rooted, that you can retreat to when you need to. But being that it's otherworldly, this is it's also an indication that we may be facing a difficult decision, a choice. Maybe you're feeling chaotic, things are confusing to you. So it's also, it may likely feel like there is no good choice. And this may be true, but this is a message of encouraging us to make the choice so that we can move on, challenging our fears, right? Being in a state of limbo kind of is stressful. So do your best in the situation at hand and just understand you're capable, more than capable, of handling whatever lies on the other side of this decision. It's kind of an interesting day because I've got to make some decisions myself. So this is curious. Okay, if you chose my cute sacred geometry, you get the 6 of coins, which is relevant. It's the energy of our day. It's otherworldly. It's earth. It's physical. Virgo, career, Capricorn, money, values, Taurus, stability, foundations. So all the earthy elementals are in here. And the 6 is Libra energy. So this is opening up our channel to receive. It's utilizing our voice, the throat center, generosity, giving and taking. That's kind of the energy of this particular message. But it has, I tried to take a really great picture of it because the message is really, it's magical. It's layered. There's a lot of nuances in the card. That's why I did them so big today. On one hand, it indicates great fortune. A burst of abundance is coming through the seams. But if we were to look and dive in a lot deeper, it's kind of, which is the frequency of today, it's asking us to examine our relationship with wealth by seeing which aspect of this card you identify with the most. Like, is it the symbols? Is it the scales? Is it the hands? I mean, there's so much in this card to look at. It's really fun. But are you in a place of financial security? Is your income and expenses, are they balanced? Are you in a place where you're able to be the giver? If not, maybe you're the taker, or possibly balancing of both of those threads. So the message doesn't contain judgment. So wherever you currently find yourself is perfectly okay. It's just important, however, to be able to view our patterns from an unbiased place, that mountaintop perspectives. Sometimes we find ourselves in relationships, situations, events even, where there is a give and take, give-take dynamic, actually. And this dynamic is typically from our family of origin conditioning those patterns. So whether we are the giver or the taker, it is where we feel most comfortable. It becomes something woven, the threads of fate, into our identity. So as the giver, you may feel or may love the great feelings that come with making a difference. And as a taker, you may fear instability and not trust yourself fully. So it's kind of an important message of the message of an aspect of a long-term plan. So if you are giving, what are you giving to those around you that help them learn to really take care of themselves? And if you're taking, what is the long-term plan? Like you're absorbing it in. So if your external help dries up, how would you survive? This could confront a core wound of ours, but self-sufficiency, which is also a Virgo frequency, is vital to our long-term well-being. And being otherworldly, this may indicate an imbalance in our relationships. Perhaps you were always there for others and they are not there for you. So being giving is not to be frowned upon, but you should feel equally cared for, the balance, the harmonies, right? So this may be a good time to focus on yourself and not of the other. It may also mean that you should watch out for your ego attachment to the giving. Many people do it because it elevates them in other people's eyes. And then I think sometimes they think they have a little control because they've given you something, so they like you owe them kind of thing. It's kind of a iffy. But if no one knew about it, not even the person you were giving to, like, would you still give? It kind of reminds me of Prince being the gifter, the unknown gifter that came out after he entered the ancestor realm. But, you know, just if not even, just consider exploring the pattern, how you can give from a genuine, heartfelt place. And as a bonus, right? That's kind of the message there. But I grabbed another card. It flew out. I couldn't help myself. So we do have a bonus, the Hierophant. Literally, it swirled out, so I couldn't not have it Maybe I thought it into play, but the Hierophant's a 5. This is being mindful, the mind, thoughts creating forms, time to break the thought chain, get to the origin of the thought, because thoughts can build up and they create a pattern. I feel like a belt, but this is a message about teaching, studying, tradition, dedication. It's a message which can often kind of be challenging for people that are witchy and new agers. Traditionally, it's a message that represents convention, like conventional, and all the forms, especially within spirituality, like within religions and church. But in reality, the Hierophant embodies the growth that comes through having a rigorous practice, meditation, rituals. That'd be me. There's no shortcuts here, but sometimes we have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. We have to trust that sometimes traditions are long-standing for a reason, often because they work, so our foundation's kind of being ripped out. The Hierophant kind of indicates that it's possibly a time for us to dedicate our lives or an area of our lives to a different kind of study, maybe learning something differently. But being that she's also reversed, this is kind of an indication that we may be too rigid in our lives. And being so conventional, it can stifle our creativity and our intuition channel. So, it's important and energetically for our growth that we kind of have a compass around our lives within us, not outside of us. So when it comes to our spiritual path, it's like, don't feel like you need to follow the rules in order for it to be valued. Do what works for you. So those were some awesome messages today. I do subscribe to an alternative channel myself. Sorry, my nose is itching. But with the messages, the cosmic energies, the elementals, it really is a day to do some heartfelt restoring and reflecting, balancing the threads of fate, a return to the origin of destiny, our origin, the fabric of our destiny, our soul's alchemy. So be kind to your inner self. Nothing in nature is at a standstill, neither are you. Accepting our authentic truth, the door of one reality opens and one closes. And the foundation is crumbling when we are not on stable ground. So a new thought, a voice may stream in, a guardian, a gatekeeper, possibly an animal. I've got hummingbirds. But we have, you may have a message. So just be open to hearing it, restoring balance to our inner garden, the inner garden of our soul's harmonic, which is peace and joy. Peace is water, joy is fire, happiness is earth. And we're in the season of integrity, I might add. But I would affirm that I'm holding my inner flame, restoring the inner waters to peace. The yam, the seed sound of the heart center, the high heart, is on. Yam. I have funny notes. I've had these notes for ever. I keep them on my desk. I wrote them like when I was 20, which is hilarious. But the yam, it's the ya is in father. The sounds are in the show notes. And the throat center, the ram, or the hum, sorry, wrong direction. The heem of the throat center, higher octaves. So listening to those higher octaves, music is the melody of the soul frequency, it raises our vibration. And the waitlist is open for monetizing your medicine, the Witcher's Way to Manifest. Really, it's like the cosmic closet, just monetizing our personal medicine. It's the simplest way to manifest. First we got to look at what the block is. Usually it's energetic, the subtle bodies. We skip what we love. We don't pay attention to what we feel. And usually our beliefs aren't even ours. They're somebody else's. So if you're in a fog in manifesting your soul's heartfelt desires through the heart, be sure to join the Witcher's Waitlist. The journey begins again with setting the foundation. I'm going to assist you. And you really are going to be doing your own magic, journaling a lot. So if you're ready to monetize your medicine, the waitlist is open. Witcher's Way to Manifest. This is round 2 of the show, or the cleansing of the spheres. So I hope to see you on the other side for that. And of course, this Sunday is the musing meditation, the meditation circle. So I will see you for that as well. Ashe, blessings to you. I'll see you on the other side.